we're living, we still have hope. And no matter who you are, no matter what you've been through, no matter what you're going through, no matter what life threw at you, you still got hope.
Thank you, Lord.
That things can be different. I don't know, maybe if, and I'll make this personal. If God would have treated me the way I deserve to be treated, I know how I was. Y'all know how y'all was, but I know how I was. And if God looked down with mercy and afforded me grace, I just got to believe He do it with anybody.
Thank you, Lord.
And so I can look at what you're doing, I can look at your life, but I can tell you that don't have to be your life because God has a greater plan for you.
Yes, Lord.
We got to know for ourselves where God brought us from.
Show enough.
Some people don't like to, you ever get around Christians, they don't like to talk, well, I don't like to talk about what I used to be. You ever been around them kind of folks? You know, some of them even talk about Christ while they drinking the drink. I ain't talking about soda now. Cussing, profane, they talk about Christ. I love the Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
You so and so. But He said He put a new word in our mouths.
Say so.
I'm just saying. I only can do from personal experience. And I don't believe, if all y'all got together, y'all still probably haven't cussed as much as I used to cuss.
My Lord, my Lord.
Anybody else ever had their mouth washed out? On a number of occasions. I think I was the only child that always get their mouth washed out.
Yeah.
But God came through. When God came through for the last 30 years, I didn't even utter
Thank you, Lord.
a profane word.
Thank you.
Except for in the movie, mother.
Thank you.
I was at.
Thank you.
Y'all follow what I'm saying? He changes us.
Yeah.
My family didn't believe that I was going to live past 25. That's what I used to be told by my parents and by my uncles and my aunts. And my aunt till the day she died, she said, yeah, we didn't think you were going to be 25. Well, I just didn't care. You come at me, you going to catch it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe it today because it take a whole lot to get me riled up now. But that ain't got nothing to do with me. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The changes that are taking place in our life, that's what God, it's because we rely on Him.
Yeah.
He said, y'all, you know, people, he's like, even now, we rely on all sorts of other things to make a difference. We rely on other things to create a safe environment. God has made it very clear. And then even about the people that don't know Him.
All right.
What would happen? We got churches on like every corner. What would happen if all the real Christians actually came out?
My Lord, my Lord.
Actually took a stand and called everybody to a call of love and peace. What would happen? Can you imagine the move of God if we all came out and we took a bold stance? We have accepted everything. Everything that's immoral in God, we have made it moral.
Well,
If y'all want to be honest, can I be honest? Can I be honest?
yes.
We're living in a modern Sodom and Gomorrah. And God is not happy. And so even here, God like, look, I'm withdrawing myself from y'all. He looked down and he started talking about, we talk about the faith. What he's saying is they're going to be young people, they're going to be strong. He said, people are going to be so strong. And they got more strength. But they ain't going to be able to endure. I don't know anybody can, 70 years these folk been waiting. Some of us ain't wait 70 minutes. We can't wait 70 minutes.
Long time.
Y'all like, Rev, when you going to be done now? I'm just messing with y'all. Is the food ready? But God wants us just to be totally dependent upon Him.
Thank you, Lord.
And what He's saying, look, those of y'all, there's going to be a remnant. There's a remnant. You see, some people understand what's going on today, but He said in the latter days there's going to be a great falling away. But I'm going to choose, I got a chosen generation that I'm going to pluck out.
Thank you, Lord.
And they're going to be a remnant that's just geared just to move for me. It's going to have a heart for me. He said they're going to love me with all their heart, their mind, their souls, and their strength. God loves you.
Thank you.
I want you to know God loves you.
Yes, yes.
And He loves you so much
Thank you, God.
that right now, you know, we can utter prayers. This is what I love, and I love telling others. And, you know, we pray to God.
Thank you, Lord.
But y'all do know that God already know about it, right?
Yes.
He said even before we considered, He already started working on it.
Thank you. Yes.
But He said, I need to work on your heart. And that's what, and so He come by and He said, don't you know who the Lord is? Can you imagine what Jesus went through for us? When I consider everything that Jesus went through, there is nothing that I can go through that can even come close in comparison to what Jesus went through for us. when you think about what you're dealing with right now, Jesus endured that for us too. Can you imagine being beaten 39 stripes? Some of y'all feel like y'all getting beat up right now, right? The system beating you up, society beating you up, your children beating you up, parents beating you up, getting beat up on every side. Trying to find a job, can't find a job, trying to figure out how to pay the bills. I hear people say you robbing Paul to play Peter, but Paul ain't got nothing. And so how do that work?
Well,
I'm just saying. If it ain't nothing in, can't take nothing out. But isn't it good? Just think about that. When you don't have nothing, and you don't know how you're going to pay a bill, somehow your bill still get paid. Think about it. You open up your cabinet, or you open up your refrigerator, and there ain't no food, and somebody brings some food by. That's God just answering even before you knew how you were going to do it. You sitting there trying to contemplate. See, I ain't telling y'all something that somebody told me. I've experienced all this stuff. And maybe none of y'all never been hungry. Maybe y'all been rich all y'all lives. Y'all look pretty prosperous out there. Y'all got something for me? Y'all gonna help a brother out? I want to look like y'all. But the good thing is, most of all, I want to look like Jesus Christ. That should be our desire. That no matter where we are, God still makes us look prosperous because we're His children. And He telling us, He said, look, if you just hang in there, this is what you're going to be able to do. You're going to be able to run, but you don't even know. You're going to be able, just think about, take the wing, you could mount up on wings as an eagle. You know what He's talking about? He's talking about you're going to be lifted up in Him. You're going to be encouraged in Him. You know, when you're going through, after a while, you're just going to say, this ain't, anybody ever just threw their hands up and said, I'm done? It's in your hands, Lord. Y'all know after you tried everything else? Then you say, okay, Lord, I give it to you now, but ain't nothing I can do. How about let's just give it to Him up front?
yeah, thank you.
Lord, here I am. I give you my life. I give you my very thoughts. Lord, matter of fact, Lord, I want you to speak the words to my mouth. Lord, I just want to be lined up with your will, that everything I do. That, Lord, even if I, you know how people, I don't need no cross, Lord, I don't need no cross, I don't need no Bible. Lord, that when I'm walking in the street, somebody could look at me and they see the joy of you in me. And don't get it twisted, I got some issues, I got some pains, I got some afflictions, I got some issues. But in the midst of it all, God gives me joy because I know that He got control of everything in my life. That's what God wants us to know, that He has control of everything in your life. No matter what you're going through. There are times that you feel like you're all alone. There are times that you just feel a void. You know, there's certain loved ones that you used to being around. There's certain things that you used to do. And all of a sudden you can't do them. And God is coming in and He fills that void. In the midst of it all, you ever start thinking about someone that's lost and someone ain't been around, and then all of a sudden in the midst of what you were thinking about when you started missing them, all of a sudden you start having the memories of what it used to be like with them? Anybody know what I'm talking about? You just have the memories. My wife said to me the other day, she said, you're right. But I told her, every night at 12 o'clock, I still look out my door to look for my mother to come around the corner. It's football season now, Ruby. And so I'm looking at her, I ain't got wine to talk to me. Eagles won last week. I ain't had nobody coming by my house spelling out Eagles. You start wondering, and so everyone, your loved ones, your grandparents, your parents, siblings that you have lost, and certain times of the season, certain holidays, you just start thinking, it gets heavy. Don't y'all know that the most suicides take place between Thanksgiving and Christmas? That's right. Because they start thinking, but when you know Jesus allowed them good thoughts. I'll make of y'all know what I'm talking about. You walk through the house and you start smelling the food that Mama used to cook. And ain't nobody cooking. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Don't look at me like I'm crazy. I ain't crazy. That's just how the Lord work it out. When you're going through something, all of a sudden you start having these dreams, and people, you know, your dreams telling you, they just show you everything gonna be all right. I come by today to tell you everything's gonna be all right. But you just gotta trust God. That's the whole purpose of Jesus coming. He said, I came that you might have life.
Yes.
And have it more abundantly. He really desires for us to give ourselves to Him. And our desire should be, Lord, let me be a reflection of you. That when people see me, they don't even see me, but they see you shining through me. And it's hard for somebody to see Him shining through you when you're frowned up. Anybody catch that? It's hard for people to see Him in you. If you frowned up, how can you tell me about the joy of the Lord? But you got to be happy in Jesus. Jesus loves us. And He promised us that He will mount us up on wings as an eagle. We'll run and not get weary, walk and not faint. You know what that means? Anybody ever been to a place where they could not walk? Anybody here ever been to a place where they could not walk? Where you know, your legs and God still allow you to do everything you got to do. You look back. Man, I'm glad I got some witness. See, I know what it's like to have to lift your legs and put them in the car. You know, you got to really fight, to get out of bed. See, some of y'all ain't get there yet, but y'all will figure it out after a while. But, and I pray that you never have to deal with it if you haven't dealt with it. But God still allows you to do something. You ever been where your eyesight just wasn't right? And you trying to figure out how you can still see? You don't bump into nothing. Yeah. It's amazing. I look at blind people, and I got so much admiration when I see them walking down the street, and I'm like, Lord, the Lord is just, you just marvel at them little things. And see, we take that stuff for granted. But we got to look at every gift that we got. God gave us to share with somebody else. He wants us to share our love today. Today, I want you to tell somebody that you don't know you love them when we get done. I really do. I want you to go and tell somebody I love them. Now, mean it though. Mean it. Don't be playing with it. They tell you I ain't got no gloves on today. I told them downstairs I'm hugging everybody today. I'll be with my doctor tomorrow, so whatever go wrong today, my doctor can fix it tomorrow. I'm good. I want to give everybody some love. Y'all came out to be. I want to give everybody some love. Now, I ain't been doing it. I've been shaking hands with gloves. She like, my niece like, no, you need to still protect yourself. But I'm covered in the blood. I'm covered in the blood. Matter of fact, I say I'm going to touch one of y'all and I'm going to get a healing. But one of y'all heart's going to melt with mine. He said, well, two should touch and agree. I'm just saying. I can give you what the word says. And so I'm saying that if I don't give you nothing else today, if you don't know Jesus in the pardon of your sin, today you have an opportunity to surrender your life to Him. And I can promise you this, that if you give your life wholly to Jesus, you will never, ever be the same. If you truly, genuinely give yourself to Him, you will never, ever be the same. And when He touches you, they say I talk a lot. You won't stop talking. Because the more He do for you, the more you want to share. And you know that the songs have changed. Some of us, anybody here like listening to some R&B? Yeah, I know we in church. I know we at church. Y'all can tell the truth. Pastor listen to R&B. He listen to jazz. But in them moments, y'all know when you used to break up with somebody? Anybody ever had a break up? What y'all do after y'all break up with somebody? The brothers would break up with the girl and they start talking to the girl. Did I break your heart? Y'all know what I'm saying. But see, when you get to know Jesus, you don't play the sad songs no more. Y'all play songs that's going to lift you up. And then you want to sing songs, you start worshiping. Anybody ever get to a place where you start singing things and just worship? And all of a sudden, the whole atmosphere changes. That's what He wants us to do. In the midst of what we're going through, now watch what I'm getting ready to say. And in the midst of Him blessing us, in other words, in the bad times and in the good times, We ought to just praise him. Give him the glory. Let him know, Lord, you are. I know I have known. I have heard. I know that you are the creator of all things. I know that you sent your son down here to be my Savior. Lord, I give my life to you. You sing the song. I give myself away. I give myself to you, Lord. That's what the Lord wants us to do today. He wants us to give ourselves to him. And truly we love you. We appreciate you. But no matter how much we love you, and I'm talking on behalf of Terry, no matter how much we love you, we can never love you as much as God loves you. Give somebody some love. Even as you go, when you go home, you know that neighbor that's been messing with you, that neighbor that's been irking you, that co-worker that's been irking you, that family member that you don't even want to, you look at the caller ID and say, I ain't answering the phone. Answer the phone. Answer the phone and say, I just want to say I love you. I got something to do. I'm just messing with you. Now, tell somebody I love you. I know that's what y'all want to do, so I just figured I'd just go ahead and throw it in. That's all right. But tell them you love them. I mean, you'd be surprised that when you walk down the street, you ever tell somebody, God bless you? And they'll turn to you and they say, you know, I need it. You never know what somebody's going through. And I'm one of them people, if I'm walking down the street and you look at me, I figure you looked at me, I might as well speak. Say, God bless you. God loves you. We got to start doing that. And I believe that if we start doing more of that across the world, across our nation will be different. We will have less killing. We will have less shooting. We will have less hurt. But hurt people hurt people. But God wants us to be lovers. He wants us to love one another, even as he loved us. So God bless you. I pray that his countenance fall upon you, that you feel his very presence in your heart. And you trust him explicitly in all that you do. Amen. We don't want to take for granted that everybody here knows Jesus and the partners we see. And so we do want to offer up time. That even now, if you desire, and you can stay where you are, let every head bow, every head bow, every head bow. And if you want Jesus to come into your life right now, just raise your hand. Just raise your hand. Raise your hand. It ain't about nobody else. It's all about you. It ain't about nobody else. It's all about you. If you raise your hand, we want to talk with you. But most of all, I just want you to repeat after me. And those that didn't raise their hand, they can repeat after me too. Lord, I thank you. Repeat after me. Lord, I thank you. I ask that you come into my life right now and fill me anew. I surrender myself to you, Lord. I ask that you forgive me of my sin and my shortcomings, that I might be one with you. Then, Lord, come into my life and allow your will to be my purpose for living. Even now, Lord, I submit myself unto you as I receive Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. I believe that he died, was buried, and rose for me. And I look at that day when I can see him face to face.